What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So yesterday, I made a video discussing Wanda Smith and her passing. Wanda Smith, radio host in Atlanta V103, I believe, right? If I'm wrong, y'all can correct me. I was watching Comedy Hype. Ricky Smiley talked about him being close friends with her and all of that. And Ricky Smiley spoke about not appreciating people like Comedy Hype when she passed, bringing up her back and forth with Katt Williams, right? And I spoke about how I didn't agree with people on posts about her death when her death was announced. You had people on the Shade Room in the comments shouting out Katt Williams during a time where people are discussing her death. Now, I have no problem with people. I'm not saying people could never, I'm not saying you can never talk about the incident. I just felt like it was tasteless. It was distasteful to shout out Katt Williams in a post talking about her passing, right? And I said that a lot of times people let their fandom of Katt Williams go way too far. And so in the comment section, a sister commented and she was like, she's a fan of Katt Williams. And she was saying that, we just know Katt not, he not no bully, etc., etc. And I'm not denigrating the sister for commenting that at all. I appreciate her watching my videos. I appreciate everybody watching my videos, right? But I got to provide pushback on that statement. She said, Katt is not a bully. And I'm going to get a lot of pushback and a lot of flack for this video, but y'all know I don't care. That's life. You feel me? Like people, when I got in this YouTube game, I understood people was going to disagree with me. People are going to provide pushback. I'm cool with it as long as you're not disrespectful to my children and as long as you ain't disrespectful to me. Once you get disrespectful, then I'm going to start getting on your ass. Okay? But other than that, all comments and stuff are welcome as long as it's not disrespectful. So I'm not denigrating the woman for saying that. But she said Katt is not a bully. Now, I wouldn't call Katt a bully, but Katt is a shit starter, though. He got a little shit starter up in him. He does. Okay? Now, a lot of people not going to want to hear this, but I know what a shit starter look like because I grew up around a lot of shit starters in Chicago. Just like Katt Williams, where Katt will defend himself and defend his honor, rightfully so. He's well within his rights to do so. But in the process of defending his honor, he'll say some stuff he ain't got to say just to be an asshole, right? For example, when I was in school, it was kids that would defend their honor, but in the process, they'll say some shit out of the way just to be disrespectful to somebody else, right? Somebody else that's with the person. Oh man, you an ugly motherfucker. Or that's an ugly, we didn't ask if that person was ugly, but you just volunteered that, right? So when she say Katt not a bully, I'm like, he be starting some mess. Case in point, the Club Shay interview. And I'm gonna say this, two things could be true. Katt is a hilarious comedian. He is one of the kings of comedy over the last 20 years of comedy. He is a giant in the comedy game. He is hilarious. Now, them last couple of stand-ups ain't really been hitting on nothing, but he's still a hilarious dude. He's still a funny brother. He had a lot of funny moments in the Club Shay interview, 100%, right? But in that Club Shay interview, people was like he was only defending his honor. No, he defended his name, but he also went out of his way to take shots at people who said nothing about him. And a lot of Katt Williams fanatics don't like to acknowledge that, right? Number one, he talked about Ludacris, said Ludacris is in the Illuminati, and basically talked about his wife. He was like, they all had that light-skinned, ugly-faced wife, all that type of stuff. And I'm like, well, you wasn't married to her, but you was running around with a light-skinned, big-faced woman by the name of Hazel E. Katt. So, you didn't marry her, but you was running around with her. That was your boo thing. She had your name tattooed on all of that, right? But Luda ain't never said nothing about you, and I don't even really get down with Ludacris' personality like that, but he ain't never even said nothing like that to you from what I know, or about you, for you to say he running around with a light-skinned, ugly-faced wife and saying he in the Illuminati. Okay, furthermore, in the interview, Katt goes out of his way to insinuate that Chris Tucker and Michael Jackson had a gay relationship going on or something. And some of y'all gonna say, you putting words in Katt's mouth, he didn't say that. Let's go, we're not gonna play the game of semantics. We're not gonna act like we don't know what he meant. He said, did you know Michael Jackson nicknamed Chris Tucker Christmas? What kind of man nicknames another man Christmas? What is he insinuating when he says that? He's insinuating they had some type of weird, you know, homosexual relationship or something like that. That's what he was insinuating. And Chris Tucker ain't said nothing about him. And he came at everybody loved Michael Jackson, but everybody just let it ride because they love Katt, right? Cool. In the interview, he goes and calls Jonathan Majors ugly. Jonathan Majors ain't did nothing to him. He talked about the incident with the white woman and all that, but he goes and calls Jonathan Majors ugly. Jonathan Majors ain't said nothing to him. Now, some of y'all gonna say, well, he can call, if he ugly, whatever, right? Okay, it's different. It's a difference between me sitting on my couch in my Chicago apartment talking to y'all and a comedian with the stature and the cachet of Katt Williams going on a big flat platform like Club Shay, calling that man ugly. In the midst of all the other stuff he got going on, calling him ugly. And also, he's really cool. Katt is really cool, good friends with Megan Good. You calling your homegirl's man ugly like a mug and all that, right? Okay. Then in an interview another time before the Club Shay interview, he went and called Lorel ugly, right? For no reason, like for just out of nowhere calling him ugly. You're like, well, wait a minute. Some of y'all go say, you're a comedian. Nah, he be going out his way to do some stuff that's wild. Then in the same interview with Club Shay, he clowned Martin Lawrence for wearing a dress, right? He clowned him for wearing a dress. Now, I would never put on a dress. That ain't for me, right? Now, he said Martin wanted him to come do Big Mama's house too. He said, I refused to put on a dress. But he goes, why he keep wanting to put on these dresses? Trying to clown Martin for putting on dresses. Now, a lot of y'all men gonna come in here, Martin don't need to be wearing them dresses. Y'all the same dudes in the 90s that was laughing at that shit. Y'all the same dudes that was laughing at the Wanda skit. Y'all was laughing when he played Mama Payne, when he played Shanae. Y'all was laughing y'all ass off. When Big Mama House first came out, y'all was laughing y'all ass off. Now y'all clowning them. And y'all, yeah, he don't need to be wearing no dress. All right, cool. I would never wear one. Right? And Katt saying he ain't wearing one either. But Katt didn't have nails like a woman would have. What they call that shit? French tips? He didn't have nails like that before, like a woman would have. And I don't get on here talking that's what the pimps do, whatever. Yeah. So, but again, clowning Martin Lawrence out, calling him out for wearing dresses and all of that. You know, and I'm like, dang. Then, again, he was saying stuff about people that had never said anything about him. So what is that? I wouldn't say a bully, but it's being an a-hole. It's being an a-hole, and Katt has to remember, while doing and saying all that, because people act like Katt is this crusader against all injustices. And he could have turned a new leaf. And if so, good on to the brother. But he's had a history of like domestic violence with women over the years. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the woman name? Ashima Franklin. Y'all look her up on YouTube. She had an interview on Comedy Hype talking about Katt assaulting her. Ashima Franklin is the mother of Carlos Miller's child. She and Carlos Miller, y'all know Carlos, 85 South Show Carlos Miller, they have a baby together. That's why when Carlos went on Club Shay, he like, yo, Katt, you know, he went in and said some stuff that people wronged him, but he also got some skeletons in his closet too. Because he know what his baby mama done told him about Katt attacking her. You feel me? So it's like, Katt, come on, man. Come on. Like, okay, and that's why when people be like, oh, he's crusading for justice and all that. Katt done did some stuff too. You keep on having these instances with women and all of that and violence, you know? And again, I'm not saying he's a bad individual, a bad person. I'm not saying he's not funny. He's hilarious, right? But he got some, I ain't saying he a bully, but he got some shit started in him. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to acknowledge that. It's not meaning you don't like Katt or you're not a fan anymore. It's just being real. Because again, in that interview, he attacked people that said nothing about him. And he told a few lies too. Ain't nobody reading no 3,000 books a year. I went to school with some of the most well-read black folks ever. Unless you're reading Dr. Seuss books, you ain't reading 3,000 a year. That's a lie. You can't do that. All right?